What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. Check it out without a doubt, man. Let's see what this bad boy is all about. You see the big point? You see that big grin on Uncle Mike's face, right? I love it. I love it when other people use my my out video footage and stuff and put it. Yeah, thank y'all. You know, now you got some channels, stop taking my, don't use my videos. 90% of the stuff that in the video, you getting in the way of the video. We just want the real truth and the facts. So I'm letting it be heard. Uncle Mike don't give a shit. In fact, you can call me up and I can send you the original footage if you want. I like any and everybody that's pushing these channels. Hate all the haters. You gotta love the haters, right? So check this out, man. One of my true fans. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to everybody, all my enders, all my Patreons. Check out our Patreon, man. We got a lot of free stuff up there for the patrons and everything. In fact, I'm gonna put all the commercials that I've been working on all this week. I've been working on the commercials for the world's largest rap battle. We got to change. I got some investors, and they sent a scientist. What you call it? Somebody keyword specialist, and our keywords is all screwed up. But we're gonna still do this thing. They still like the idea. Anyway, long story short, hey, Ali Carter lost files presented in court. She is federal. She's in federal custody. I don't think so. What y'all think? I don't know. But they sent me this because Uncle Mike is up. They done stole my video. Don't be stealing my video. Ain't my video. I just, y'all know Uncle Mike crazy. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
With the Diddy trial approaching, we're going to learn more about the allegations against him. And one of his victims who doesn't get as much attention is Ali Carter. We've talked about Ali before on my channel because you guys were interested in what she had to say. She was speaking about these celebrities from Diddy to Denzel Washington. She was talking about these tunnels under LA and these homes that connect to one another. And I wanted to do another video about Ali Carter because we've come across more receipts of allegations she's made.
The feds are finally taking Ali Carter seriously after months of ignoring her, and they just presented all the evidence she has to court. It turns out that all this while, when we thought she was missing, she was actually under witness protection. Ali has been working with the police for almost a year now, and they decided to drag her and her family into witness protection after she posted about their house getting broken into by armed men. Just like Jaguar, right? Ali has also been exposing the industry, but she has been very clear from the start that she is more focused on exposing what they did to the kids. Apparently, not only was Diddy stealing these kids from their parents and them into the US, but he allegedly had these kids being his sacrificial lambs in his rituals and making them do some extremely disturbing things that he recorded and kept in his house as a reward to himself. According to reports, the feds officially decided to put Ali into witness protection when she posted a video telling people that she didn't think she was going to be alive for much longer because she and her family had been getting hunted down like animals for some time by armed men. She said she was afraid that these armed men were going to unalive her and that if she turned out dead one of these days, it was on them. Apparently, these men had been paid to come after her and her family, and they broke into her house to ransack the whole place for potential evidence against the people they were working for. She actually went on live to show us a video of what her house looked like after the goons broke into it, and it looked really bad, y'all. Luckily for her, she wasn't home when they came, so they weren't able to attack her. However, they definitely left a mess to let her know they were there.
You get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue it back and forth this week like that mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go.
You don't believe me? Here you go.
What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the price. This is the price of speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my So here you go. You can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that shit, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a shit about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I?
At the Music Recording Network. That's me again, y'all. I can hear my voice putting up there.
What am I supposed to do
Shout
when the
out.
people in the authority that you're supposed to go to, you can't go to them?
Now, for those of y'all who haven't been keeping up with Allie, you're probably wondering what she has been revealing about the industry that would have them so pressed that they would be trying to kill her. Well, the answer is simple. She's been on their neck about what they've been doing to those kids, and they don't like it. Before Allie disappeared, she claimed that Diddy and his sick associates had allegedly been scooping up people's kids and making them have disturbing freak-off sessions with animals, including horses and dogs. As if that wasn't bad enough, they allegedly recorded these encounters and used it to pleasure themselves. Oh, but it gets even more graphic, y'all. Allie claims these poor kids were locked up in heavy metal chains while Illuminati rituals were performed on them by Diddy and his people. Allie didn't specify exactly where these rituals were happening, but she said she saw all these things herself while working in the industry, and most of these kids didn't make it out alive. And the few ones who did definitely didn't come out as the same kids they were prior to getting messed with by Diddy and his people.
A lot of people are not ready for someone to tell you that there are 3-4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars of children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic ritual meetings, and they literally hang them, literally by metal prongs. They hang them to get blood dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall to take their blood. There are situations that I don't think people are ready for. We're not touching the seriousness of yet, guys. Like, the videos that I've made, the videos that I've started to make, this is not even touching. This is the gist of it, and I think so many people are quick to raise a sign and say adrenochrome, but you don't know what it means, and you don't know why it's such a thing, why it's such a strong thing, and how what makes it so strong. What, you know that they're drinking children's blood, but you don't know what they're doing to those children to make their blood strong.
I'm sorry, y'all. I imagined what she was saying, and then in my imagination, I started thinking of the smell of blood or something. Have y'all never been through? I'm gonna wait to the end to tell my story about a major car accident that just happened, and you got to stop and start trying to help people. If you are God fearing, you got to stop. And that smell, that smell is in my mind. That smell of that fresh blood smell is, oh my God, sometimes I used to throw up for weeks, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go.
Enough to cause something.
If I think about that smell.
To flip your system in order to keep you in the fountain of youth.
Oh my God, forget that. I'm sorry.
No one believes that because it sounds like an unreal horror Disney movie that someone wrote. You know what I'm saying?
It kind of is. A lot of...
Now, some of y'all might be wondering where these kids were snatched up from and why they haven't been reported to the authorities as missing. Apparently, most of them were actually being shipped into the United States from poor countries, and others were actually given to Diddy by their parents in exchange for a check. If y'all remember, the feds brought this up in Diddy's indictment when he was arrested, but they didn't go into much detail about it and what was being done to the people he was f***ing. However, Allie didn't hold back and she gave us all the info. His indictment said, and I quote, Combs relied on employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Anyway, going back to Allie, she also revealed that aside from these kids being made to indulge in disturbing acts with animals, Diddy was very specific on how he wanted them to have these freak-offs, and it involved the boys not eating anything until the freak-off was over because some of his associates didn't want them to end up douching in the middle of the freak-off. But here's the thing though, y'all. Some of his associates actually allegedly had a douche fetish, so they would select some of the boys, and these boys would be made to do things that would cause them to have diarrhea so that they would end up pooing during the freak-offs.
Watching an episode called Pig Night, when I went, they tried to feed us, and I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
order jobs like that,
Say what?
you're not allowed to eat. You actually have to starve yourself, because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up.
Really?
If you're doing, or if you are a guy doing sex, you will shit everywhere.
Oh boy.
When this happens, your parents will get mad at you. Really mad at you. And if that is a fetish for someone, they use that to their advantage. So if you throw up on someone, you will have to eat it. If you shit on someone, you'll have to lay in it.
Allie also said Diddy used to have a party called the Pig Night, which he got the idea from Hugh Hefner. According to sources, Hugh would sit at the head of the table smoking his famous pipe while the drank and ate with movie and TV stars. They say the girls would get ratings and quick medical checks before slipping out of the room for rendezvous with the celebs. While folks in the mansion knew what Hefner and his cohorts labeled the evening, they say he insisted the prostitutes were never to be called pigs, nor were they told what everyone around them was calling the event behind their backs.
Hefner had two bring up 5 or 6 girls each in their cars.
It was girls that they would pick up on Sunset Strip. At that time, Sunset Boulevard was a very big prostitution place. That's where you went to pick up somebody.
It was called Pig Night, but we as butlers were always told, do not call them pigs. This was Hefner's term for them. I don't know why he called them pig.
But it wasn't just Diddy that Allie exposed. She also put Akon on blast for making his friend S.A. her friend after they showed up to a party at his place. Allie claims she was invited by Akon and his friend from Dubai to a party, but when they got there, the party turned into one big S.A. Akon and his Dubai friend allegedly spiked their drinks. Once they were unconscious, Akon's friend started S.A.ing her friend by pushing his fist down her friend's private parts. But here's the part that had people side-eyeing Allie, though. She admitted that despite all the things Akon's friend was doing to her friend, she actually wasn't mad at Akon at all, and even went ahead to sleep with Akon that very night.
I'm not going to just cast her away as, a non-truth teller or having no credibility because her stories may sound or seem outlandish. To me, the jury is still out. I wouldn't be so quick to judge her, but I would love to hear what you think. Do you think that Allie's telling the truth about this Akon story? Do you think that this female that it happened to, do you think she's still alive? Is that the reason Allie never saw her again, because they took her life, or maybe she just passed away due to her injuries? What do you think? I would love to know. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. I think it's important to let you know in the next clip, Allie will be talking about heinous things that have happened to a newborn baby. I stated earlier in this video that I do think that it is irresponsible at times when a person is going to come forward as a victim and just express a bunch of trauma and not do it in a careful way, handling it with gloves. I think ripping the Band-Aid off is good when you are trying to confront something and come to terms with it. But when you're just speaking out loud to an audience, we have to be responsible about how we do it, because we can trigger so many people. There are people that are watching and listening that have been through horrible things, lost family members, lost children, etc. So when we speak of these things, a person can be just going about their day, living their day, having a good day, listening to your commentary, and then you say something that can pull them back into a really, really dark place with no warning. I think that Allie should be more careful about how she is displaying this information, just so people don't take it as she's being...
Now, as I said, when Allie was spilling all this tea back in the day, a lot of people didn't believe her, and they even called her a liar. However, word on the street now is she's currently in witness protection, and the evidence she handed over to the police will be used in Diddy's ongoing case to get him imprisoned. Apparently, Diddy's team was trying to bury the evidence she brought by labeling her crazy, but the prosecutors aren't having it, and they are reportedly fighting to have it all used in court and possibly even officially list her as one of Diddy's victims. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, I felt it in my gut that she was gonna end up going MIA before his trial because of her speaking out. I wish she would have just waited until after the trial to reveal herself, praying that she and her family are alive and well. No weapons formed against her shall prosper. Another person said, right. If she was that crucial, then why was she not in witness protection? Did she refuse witness protection?
Yes.
Why is there no announcement? Ali said there was a former president at the party with an underage person, so this would explain a lot. But now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Diddy getting exposed by Ali Carter? And do y'all really think she's in witness custody? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.
Dude, for real, Ali, well, she already peeked her head out and said a couple of things and said, we're alive, we just letting people know. She has a lot of people that she trusts, other than me, other than this. She was trusting a couple of YouTubers, man. And what had happened is they flipped on her. They got on the platform and asked her questions and stuff. And then all of a sudden they said, well, she lying. She lying about this. She lying about that. I ain't never said anybody was lying, even the liars. I know you lying, and I ain't even gonna say that. That's not what we here for. You feel me? But Ali, she has a problem with the police, man. The police done did her wrong. So she don't trust. Dude, every time you trust somebody, they end up screwing you. How can you trust somebody? Y'all think we doing a whole series on Ali Carter, man. I'm kind of deep on this situation. And you have to add that in with your life experiences, man. Everybody claimed they was deep in the streets, man. And that's why I don't like to talk about it. But I remember a car accident after somebody got shot and he ran into somebody else. So I ran over there to try to help people, man. And people bleeding all over the place. If you got two people in the car and they both bleeding so bad that you can't even tell whose blood is who, that's a lot of blood. And I'm trying to get these type of things out of my head. And I'm running around and man, the dude was like, man, don't leave me, stay. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna stay till the ambulance come. I had called the ambulance. How can you call the ambulance when there's no such thing as phones? We had beepers. We ain't had it was no phones. I think 2 or 3 years after that, I had a phone in my BMW. But you hoping, information moved real slow, man. And it took an hour for the daggone ambulance to come. Y'all don't know. Oh my God. But the smell of that fresh blood smell is not something easy to get out of your mind, dog. All these people talking about killing, they want to clock, and I'm shooting all these young kids. They don't know what the heck they talking about. You don't want this. You don't want this. You don't want. I got a buddy of mine that off somebody, right? And he tells me, he said, man, I feel so good if I don't think about it for at least 15 minutes. But when 15 minutes or 10 minutes go by and I haven't thought about this death for years, 15 years of stuff, I'm so happy that I didn't think about it. I start thinking about it again. Y'all don't get what I'm saying. And you talking about not clocking murder. How can you, dude? He said, everybody, if you took a body off this earth, if you have done that, there's something deep in the back of your mind that says, when you go to these pearly gates, right? Because half of us don't believe that it's some pearly gates. But then you start thinking, well, what if it is some pearly gates and I go there and knock on the door? God gonna say, you killed one of my angels. So you go take the elevator down yonder. You going down yonder. That thought got to be in the back of your mind, bruh. It got to be. It would be in the back of my mind. So just in case, when I get to the pearly gates, you know what's gonna happen? Lord, well, I tried to help some people. I tried to change my ways. I asked for forgiveness because back then I was young and dumb. I was a stupid little boy. But at the same time, I'm asking for your forgiveness right now. I'm asking right this second, Lord. I'm asking. Please forgive me for anything that I think I did wrong. Even if I brushed my teeth wrong, I'm sorry. Hell, you left us with a Bible that's all kinds of the 10 Commandments, man. I just need one. I just do unto others as I would wish they have done to me. You feel me? Shout out to my enders, man. Look here. Uncle Mike gonna get on up out of here. Allie Carter, I don't know where all this preaching came from, y'all. Maybe because it's Sunday. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.